think we may have lost Jessica due to Wi-Fi connectivity issues. Yep. Okay. So Jessica, thank you so much. Oh, there we go. You're back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right as the buzzer went off, actually. So great timing there. All right. Thank you so much, Jessica. And we will have our last but not least startup for today. It is Chris Klemkin of Butter.
Hey everyone, thank you for having me. My name is Chris Klemkin. I am the co-founder and chief executive for Butter. I want to start out by saying great job, Jessica. I heard most of it, and please let us know how we could support you all here in the Michigan market as we bring our brand online. All right, please take a screenshot of that or read it very fast. Butter is a Michigan-based pre-revenue consumer packaged good investment opportunity with the team, organization, facilities, and recreational cannabis licenses with the capital alongside set to launch with. Butter will be a vertically integrated cannabis organization dedicated to bringing superior quality product to market, delivered in a personalized and consistent manner, and as a beloved brand and consumer packaged good, Evan. We are going after big human needs here with this substance, aligned to a massive problem we see in the industry, which is that consumers are very undereducated in their individual pursuits towards cannabis. Our core why, everything we do as an organization, lathers up to this statement that we are seeking a better understanding of this substance. What we're doing is delivering a simplified product when we get to market, and how we're going to do it is educate with transparency. What you're seeing on screen is a prototype of our packaging for our craft flower brand, Butter. And this was the result of the execution of a vision I had, as well as a childhood best friend who's our head of brand, who also invented the vitamin water packaging and led a very successful career of branding and packaging for Coca-Cola. And we are his first cannabis launch into the space. I wanted to bring forward in this presentation our ask as clearly as possibly. I tried to trim out the words a little bit. But just to say it very eloquently, or as best as I can, we are currently raising $3.5 million, giving up 25% of our company to support a strategic real estate transaction on our initial 42,000 square feet in Flint, Michigan. We're giving back a 2x preferred distribution based on a $10 million pre-money value. So effectively, just to sum this up quickly, if you gave us $100,000, you'd get 2x back before any founders took a distribution. So we're guaranteeing before we take any distributions, we're capping our salaries, and we're also holding this funding in escrow until we consummate our strategic real estate transaction. What we've done to date, we've secured a bunch of facilities. That's one cultivation manufacturing facility, as well as a retail facility, which is not licensed yet. The cultivation and manufacturing is licensed, has 10 cultivation licenses here in Michigan, which is in a recreational facility in the city of Flint. We did that on the $1 million we raised, as well as our founders, myself and some of our founders' money. We have $1.5 million in to date on our current round, which is closing 6/30, and that's supported by a lead investor who was the original money, a family office out of Arizona, supporting Columbia Care. We have a $500K gap to get to the $2 million mark, which releases our strategic sale leaseback, of which we have $15 million of term sheets on the table set to close. I'll come back to this slide, or rather this slide at the end. But to support this and prove to you all why you should put your money into Butter, I'm going to focus in really quickly on the Michigan opportunity. I'll focus on our vertical penetration, starting with craft flower first, who we are and what we've done with funding again, and what our ask is. So real quickly, massive opportunity in Michigan. We have a $3 billion market on the horizon with a need for 1.25 million pounds of biomass to support the 7 million eligible consumers in this state. We are very narrowly focused on this state. We're going after this $3 billion market. We're one of the earliest movers. We were one of the first dozen to submit to the state. Took us about 2 years to get these licenses. Very difficult process, but we're set and ready to launch with all of the facilities, licenses, and capital other than the strategic sale leaseback on our facility, which is set to close with this current round. Our path to vertical starts with flower in the city of Flint, and all the flowers you're seeing in this presentation are the result of execution by our head of cultivation and co-founder, Tanae Cam. That is this guy. But just to sum up our approach to market, indoor cultivation first. We're also bringing in out-of-state intellectual property, leading edibles brands to align more so to the consumers here in market. Followed by retail, which will be in the city of Berkeley, I'll get to in a moment, followed by processing to extend out our product line, all while increasing in margins through our vertical penetration and aligning to best practices around 280E. Our cultivation, first, Tanay Cam, head of cultivation co-founder. Follow him on Instagram. He's got some really cool flowers out there. We have this beautiful 42,000 square foot shell in Flint, which is a recreational municipality, fully licensed. And what that means in the state is you get a state license and a municipal license. You then build the thing, put about 10 million in, and then they give you a certificate of occupancy that allows you to transact cannabis. We've de-risked this entire process by 500,000 square feet of build out and optimization of plant touching experience with Tanay Cam. So he's now deployed in over 5 states. This is the first one he owns and is operating, or will operate when we're fully funded and deploy this asset. This will be supported by this round. So the $1.5 million we have in, 2.5 total in cash. When we get another 500,000, this supports the closing of the sale leaseback, launching our revenue streams, as well as one brand, which we've aligned with out of Colorado. This is our initial facility in the city of Berkeley, which if you don't know Michigan and you're a New Yorker, this is like having Rockville Center in Nassau County, which is the 5th most densely populated area of wealth in Long Island in New York. Oakland County, where Berkeley resides, is the 6th most wealthy, densely populated area of wealth. So only 3 facilities are getting licenses. September 25th, we will have it. We're being told that we have every point in the merit system. This is the only facility we have that's not licensed, but we're very confident we're going to get it, completing our vertical penetration into market, and why we thank the city of Berkeley for this opportunity. Us as a team, I've mentioned Tanay a few times, badass cultivator, Alex Center, great package designer, one of the top 5 in the world. Myself, I exited one software company to Topgolf. It was called Golf Match. It was the first ever transparent tee time for the game of golf. I'm proud of it. Didn't make me any money, but it was a very cool experience raising money and getting 1 million users, 100,000 daily actives, and selling it to the fastest growing golf company in the world. I've spent my time scaling large tech organizations, building great teams, and getting the F out of the way. Danny Amore, Chief Compliance Officer, exited a insurance practice. He's got us our 11 licenses without the use of a lawyer or a lobbyist. Very sound compliance officer, heading up as a co-founder and Chief Compliance Officer. Jamie Feroli's family company, Feroli ESM, is a food brokerage putting thousands of brands on thousands of shelves from Maine to Florida. Very great consumer packaged good partnership guy, leading the charge with who we're bringing in from out of state and who we're partnering with in state. Thank you very much. I'll close out on this. We need money, and if you want to give it to us, we'll give you a lot in return. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Chris. Judges, questions?
What's that smirk for, Evan?
With the separation between recreational licenses and medical licenses, will the medical license holders be able to migrate into recreational? Or do they have to follow the same process as you?
So let me answer it a different way. Not until December of 2021 can somebody come into Michigan and get a recreational license as an out-of-state operator just coming in. You have to achieve a medical license, be in a municipality that opted in, which there are only a handful of, then get medical live, and then you get recreational live. So we are in the city of Flint, which we planned for 3 years ago. We're in the city of Berkeley, which we planned for 2 years ago. Both opted in for recreational. Very rare assets that we've acquired. You have to put up a lot of freaking money to get these licenses. Then you got to build your facility. You got to hold on to all these real estates as you're going through this, get people like you to write large checks to pre-revenue companies, and then succeed in the process. It's very fucking hard, just to be clear.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the key there. It is very hard, and especially in markets that are emerging now. When you think about your brand, who ultimately are you targeting? Whether it's retail or the actual CPG brand side.
Butter will be going after the higher end demographic. So higher end in terms of income, more disposable income. It's going to be a very high end craft flower. So this is targeting Oakland County in Michigan, which is Birmingham, Bloomfield Hills, Berkeley. These cities where we have about 2 million people in the surrounding areas will pay for a licensed product like this. We are going to focus on the rest of the demographics across the state with other brands on our shelves. And the really great thing that I don't think a lot of people realize about Michigan is that there's no distribution arm like there is in California. So you hire a cost of goods sold, which is called secure transport. So I am way more focused on the wholesale business than I am on the vertical business, because there are not a lot of hands in the pot here. You could have a vertical brand here, own your own retail, and there's about 140 retail outlets to date. There'll be about 600-700 when this $3 billion market's satiated. So you have a very healthy wholesale business as long as Whitmer and whoever comes after her keep the regulation as is, which presents an even larger wholesale opportunity than there is in the retail. So to answer your question, sorry to sell while I'm answering your question, Evan, but we're going after the higher end consumer that focuses on any price for the great product, but we're not idiots. We're going to focus on every consumer. Butter will be that higher end product, but we're bringing in out-of-state brands as well as in-state brands to focus on all and capture as much as we can of this $3 billion market.
What's the mix right now of flower versus other product segments?
I should pull up Metric right now and show you. It's a huge number compared to the rest. It's about 70% of the market right now. You could see price is $4,100 according to the last report out of Metric at wholesale. I know that number is bullshit. Our pro forma starts at 35 and scales down to 23. But you're seeing 41 at wholesale. You're seeing about 60-70% of the market still is flower. A lot of caregiver market got flooded, but now our governor has ruled out caregivers. So you're going to see the operators start to turn profitability in the next 12 months here.
Do you have all of the licensing that you need to make extracted and formulated products as well?
So there's 3 licenses a vertical operator could have: cultivation, manufacturing, and retail, secure transport, and lab test, like actually verifying the product and testing it. Those 2 are standalone. We have manufacturing and cultivation. The one that's pending, we have the facility. The application goes in June 15th. It was supposed to be March 16th. Obviously, we know why it's got delayed, but September 25th, we're going to have that license. We know why we're getting it, but it doesn't matter. This opportunity is for our manufacturing brand, consumer packaged good, and we have 11 licenses. That's 15,000 plants in the medical market under our 42,000 square feet, which is 20,000 square feet of canopy.
Do you have any comps for other brands in the market that are homegrown brands?
Yes.
And what do they look like right now in terms of revenues?
I could give you a report out of Metric as to exactly what they're doing. There was about $40 million in flower sales 2 months ago. That's the only metric I have off the top of my head, but the state does a really good job of publishing all this data and how we derive our pro formas and models for being that we're pre-revenue. But you'll see a couple of bigger players building out right now. Live Well just did a big deal. Abner Curtin and Ascend Wellness is building right now. There's about 500,000 square feet that I can call out right now that's under construction, about 18 months from producing flower. Pre-licensed mixture of licenses, but again, Evan, there is a need for 1.25 million pounds. There's not going to be as much of a black market anymore with what's going on in the regulated market. So there is no competition. The only competition is the black market, and there are no brands that are brands, in my opinion, yet. They haven't achieved it.
Is there a competition at all between medical dispensaries and adult use dispensaries? Because obviously Michigan is kind of medical in name only. Anyone that has reciprocity with Californians is borderline recreational already.
Well, 31 states are allowed to buy here. Californians don't let us use our medical card and get our tax benefit, but Michiganders are very nice. So come on into the state. We're looking for a transient population as well. But yeah, the competition lies, all seriousness, Mike, in the municipality. So you need to be local. You need to be speaking at city council meetings once a month. You need to be lobbying for your company and its ability to provide for that community. We had to commit 75% of our cultivation jobs to Genesee County, where Flint resides. Berkeley, very similar commitments. So if you're not local and understanding local policy and what's actually happening within the ordinances, first of all, you're not going to get a facility that is capable of getting licensed. And to give you an idea of what young punk startup guys like us do. We rode bikes around. I'll put it on our chief compliance officer and head of alliances. They actually did this as I'm out talking to fine people like you. They rode bikes around the city of Berkeley, mapped out every single property and whittled it down to 37 buildings that actually qualified for a license. You'll see about 85 schmucks out there applying and have no clue that their building doesn't even qualify. We do a lot more with a lot less as an organization because we overthink what we do. We don't overspend. You brought up a great point, Michael, about being good stewards of our money. I've put almost $1 million, my net worth, into this company. I care more about your money, if you were to put it in, and investors' money. I am a pioneer at heart. I started a software application that sold to Topgolf. I didn't make any money on it, but I got 4 years of experience doing it. I care more about investors' money than I do about my own money, and we're very responsible with the money we're spending because we know we can't run out. We run out, we can't pay the bills on our facilities, and all the people out there that have ruined it for companies like mine to raise money, I say shame on them for spending money like drunken sailors and ruining this industry by dollhousing facilities, overspending on conference tables, and just being absolute schmucks with other people's money. We cannot do that. Adults need to be in this industry and move over from great industries like software and technology and every other industry out there because, unfortunately, there is not a lot of talent, in my opinion, surviving and thriving in this industry. So I don't even know what answer I'm giving right now, but I figured I don't really give a shit anymore. We got about a bunch of money supporting us, and I'm just going to voice my opinion going forward.
What does the application landscape look like in terms of the breakdown? How many applications are in for cultivation? How many for manufacturing? And how many for retail? Where's the emphasis coming from other folks?
And really quickly, guys, we are in feedback right now, so you can ask questions, but just kind of like do both.
Michael, if you gave me your email, I'll give you an actual report out of Metric. They show every applicant that's been applied, denied, and in the process. So I can give you actual metrics on what they're applying for. Of the 5, now 6 licenses. So there's a micro license. And Jessica, there's a 1 to 7 day event license, which I'm happy to host you guys should you succeed along with us if you're still on, Jessica. I figure I got to help somebody out on this call. It's mostly people going after retail, Michael, just to be honest, because they don't know how to cultivate at scale. So people have gone after retail first. Not a lot of people have gone after flower. There's still only 26 commercial cultivators to date compared to the 6,000 that were in California. So very few, and I've walked through every facility pretty much in the state that is either operational or about to be. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of people that know how to run a commercial cultivation. So you see a lot of mistakes out there and a lot of wasted money, even with people that have raised it. That's why I hired my Steve Wozniak. Rather, he hired me as his chief executive. Tanay is one of the best experts in the world for scaled cultivation, and that's the investment. You're investing in somebody that actually knows what he's doing versus me, who just builds teams and raises money. So the investment is in a guy named Tanay. He's one of the best growers, not master grower, whatever the heck you people call him, but he's just a really great advanced horticulturist who knows how to do it at scale.
Fair enough. Love the mock-up of the retail, by the way.
You should see the actual facility.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't have any questions, Chris. I think you've done an incredible job. Obviously, the tenacity to keep fighting through to get to this point is incredible, and that's obviously what founders and entrepreneurs do. So kudos to you on that. Yeah, I don't know Michigan well. Obviously, it's a market, but it sounds like there's tremendous upside. There's a lot of, it sounds like, transient visitors with large populations in the university system that go back out to new markets. So I think spreading that brand won't necessarily be a difficult thing to do, especially in the affluent community that you're looking for. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting, and it sounds like you're pretty close to getting this done. So we should connect offline. I don't know if it's something that we'd be able to do immediately, but we might have a few others that would be interested.
I think I slept in your card for Benzinga, Evan. I will find your cell phone somewhere.
Is it a real estate investor that you're looking for, or it doesn't matter to you at this point?
Oh, no, we have real estate partners. The money is to fund the closing of the sale leaseback. Okay. and operational runway. We still will need to re-raise for our retail. This is just to support the $10 million we're putting into the 42,000 square feet in Flint.
Got it.
Thanks, Evan. I'll bug you tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, and we will be connecting all the startups with judges after this event. So that will hopefully happen there. So yeah. Okay, I think that's pretty much it, guys.
Go blue.
What was that?
And go blue.
Oh, and go.
Blue. I'm not much of a sports guy, but I know that one.
All right. So yeah, I think that concludes our event. Thank you so much, judges, and thank you, startups. Thank you to all of you joining us from the comforts of your home. Thank you so much, and hope to see you guys at our numerous future events. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you, Anna.
Thanks, Anna.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.